I don't even know where to start. I don't. I don't know where to start. You go from 9-2, feeling awesome about yourself, first place in the division, your best start in 32 seasons, which still remains, and at this rate is most likely going to remain the last time you even won a division title. And now you've gone 2-9, the reverse, 2-9 since then. I don't even know where to begin. But I'm telling you what, this pathetic excuse of a hitting coach cannot be on this coaching staff going forward. I've seen enough. I've heard enough. I've tuned in enough. Good Sunday afternoon, everybody. I am Mac, back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is in the box below. Back-to-back sweeps. Back-to-back sweeps. After starting 9-2, entering the Mets series at 11-5. And you may as well make it 3 straight sweeps, because I'm telling you, we play the Brewers next. Longtime Pirate fans, you know how the Brewers treat us. You know they always own us. It's amazing how in the last game against Philly, this team actually managed to put up 9 runs. You know how many total runs the Bucks have scored since then? 8. 8 runs. 8 frickin' runs since that last game in Philly. And these past 3 games against Boston, actually 9, you know what? 9 total runs. 9 total runs since that game in Philly last Sunday. And these past 3 games was just more pitiful offensive showing. You can't hit the ball. You can't score with runners in scoring position. You squander opportunities. And over that time as well, the Pirates have struck out 91 times. Unacceptable. 91 freaking strikeouts. Sat down here, tried to get excited, tried to be cautiously optimistic. And I was like, maybe Andy Haines has figured it out. Well, I'm done giving him the benefit of the doubt, because Andy Haines was owed with a lot of working with subpar players from the 2022 and 23 teams. Guess what? This is your future right here. This is your core right here. And they ain't competing. Andy Haines needs to get the fuck out of here. He cannot be a part of this coaching staff anymore. No matter how you slice and dice it. No matter if you want to put most of the blame on Derek Shelton, which Derek Shelton isn't innocent either. Derek Shelton's a complete and utter idiot. He's a buffoon. He's a clown. Can't manage a freaking sheets. All right? But we all know that. No matter how you slice and dice it, with Derek Shelton, with Oscar Marine, Andy Haines is the one constant that this fan base can agree on, and he is trash. And during his tenure, this team has largely drifted into heavily sloppy and passive offensive approaches at the plate, and they yield inconsistent results, which leaves the roster looking completely helpless. That is what Andy Haines has done. O'Neal Cruz is striking out 40% of his at-bats. I can't remember if he struck out 40 times this year or if it's 40% of the time that he's striking out. The point is with him, he strikes out so often, I believe either one. Henry Davis is hitting 188 because of the passive approaches that he has at the plate. Rowdy Tellez, one extra base hit. And the lack of situational hitting is completely ineffective, and it's totally inexcusable. And this was a team that finished near the bottom of almost every meaningful offensive category over the past 2 seasons that Andy Haines was here. And now, once again, the Pirates have found themselves in the bottom half of those same categories. Strikeout percentage, slugging percentage, homers, WRC plus, you name it. This team is at the bottom half of every statistic. Very rarely does this team actually put the bat on the ball and make decent contact with it. And when they do, it's weak contact. This is the weakest hitting team in the entire league, and that's no exaggeration. I mean, this approach of getting the pitch count up high and making pitchers work, it's not a sustainable approach. What the Pirates are doing is that they're staring at the first pitch strikes, and they stare at every pitch after that, watch it whiz right down the plate. And then before you know it, they're striking out left and right and leaving man after man on base. And it's happened too often. It's unwatchable. It really is. And it's not really so much that the counts are a bad thing. It's just how mind-blowingly bad a Major League Baseball hitter can have anything other than hitting the ball be the main objective of their at-bat. I'm not even asking them to hit it out of the park. I'm not even asking them to hit it with a guy on. At this point, I'm just asking them to hit it. They can't even do that. But here's the real problem with this offense. Andy Haines would not be a major league hitting coach. And this philosophy that the organization has wouldn't be if the GM didn't make it seem so that way. And what I mean by that is that Ben Cherington, who's been our GM for 4.5 years now, has invested in this personnel, and he has been invested in this rebuild. So basically, if you're going to fire Andy Haines because of this offense, it's not just holding him accountable for this franchise and where they are right now. It's that Ben Cherington is not holding himself accountable for what's going on. He's the one that's keeping him employed. And firing Andy Haines is just the last domino to fall before the Pirates can really call themselves being competitive. And it reflects on this front office as a whole. The people that he thought would be a part of this success are not panning out. And that type of accountability isn't optional. And when you need to shy away from it, it's a pointless hill to die on. And that's what's going on right now. Andy Haines has been getting an avalanche of questions from the media since the slump happened, pretty much since May of last year, around that time. And there's just been the same bland offense every single time. Brian Hayes is working on a regular basis, but you see him have strides and then he just falls off the map, and that's what he's done so far this year. It's inexcusable. It really is. And I really don't know if firing Andy Haines at this point is going to, in theory, make the Pirates way better. Because remember, the Steelers did the exact same thing with Matt Canada. And the offense didn't show up until the final weeks of the season. At least it might not be the whole coaching problem who just spirals downwards with this franchise. But like I said, it also has to rely on the players and where they are mentally as well. And it also has to rely on the front office. Andy Haines needs to go. And Ben Cherington needs to realize that winning games is more important than being right. Since when did this guy, who supposedly built the Bucks into a top 5 farm, suddenly just decide, you know what, I was right all along. I don't have to change anything else? Well, guess what? It's maddening for the fan base. It's frustrating. It's irritating. And we have had enough of it. I am sick and tired of watching this team, or tune into this team, squander chance after chance of scoring game after game. It's embarrassing. It's irritating. It's frustrating. You get swept by the Mets and the Red Sox. And now you got to play the Brewers for 3 games. 9 total runs. Connor Joe is statistically your best hitter so far. It's just embarrassing. It is so embarrassing how unaggressive this team is at the plate. Just watching these pitches whiz by, they don't make good contact. When they do make contact, it's a fly ball, it's a ground out, it's a double play. Andy Haines is pure trash. And you know who else is pure trash? It's Derek Shelton. And we're now 11-11 after being 9-2. And by the way, for all you so-called Pirate fans, and I put that in air quotes because you wouldn't even let me enjoy what I was watching early on in the season when I'm just trying to be cautiously optimistic. And I kept hearing from all Yinz guys, oh, just wait until May. They're going to be under 500 again. Well, you know what? From the bottom of my heart, I want to give a sincere fuck you to all of you. And you know who you are who said that to me. You might have to excuse me for having a little bit more optimism with this team because they made moves in the offseason and the farm was refurbished, and I tried to give him a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt because he has a young team. At least I didn't root for this to happen. At least I didn't root for the Pirates to slump. So from the bottom of my heart, my sincerest fuck you to all you Pirate fans who rooted for this to happen and tried to get me on board with that. Because let me tell you, my love for this team is unconditional. I've been a fan of this franchise for 23 years, and that's not ending anytime soon. I love the Steelers as well. I love the Pens as well. But if you ask me, out of the 3 Pittsburgh sports teams, I think I may love the Pirates the most because they were the first sports team that I became a fan of. And you never forget your first. You never forget your first anything. Whether it's your first car, your first girlfriend, the first time that you got a good grade on something in school, the first friend that you made, your first graduation, you name it. You never forget the first. And the Pirates were the first team that I became a fan of. It's completely, I can't even call it embarrassing anymore. It's just sad. It really is sad. There's a point to where something that's been so bad for so long stops being embarrassing and it just becomes sad. And that's what the Pirates are. I don't know if they're ever going to break out of this slump. I don't know if they're going to get back on track. The pitching can only do so much. I applaud the pitching. They've done the best they could, but they're going nowhere if they have no run support. When I see this team only score 9 runs in 6 games, I don't even know what to say. Collective strikeouts, not getting on base. When they do get on base, they squander chances to score. How did this team rally from a 5-0 deficit against the Marlins? How did this team win a series against the Baltimore Orioles? How did this team rally from a 9-0 deficit against the Reds last year? How? Just how? And I'm not ready to call O'Neal Cruz or Henry Davis busts yet, but I'm telling you, my patience with them is waning. O'Neal Cruz striking out so often. Henry Davis can't get the ball on the bat. And Ke'Bryan Hayes went from looking so comfortable at that third spot in the lineup to now he just doesn't even look like he looks like he just doesn't even know what he's doing. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. That's all I got for this video. I don't know. You guys are on your own. You're 2-9 since starting 9-2. Let me know what you think. Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.